Once upon a time, a red dragon was born in a blue kingdom. It was unknown how he appeared there. All that was known, that one day an egg cracked and a red, scaly creature appeared. His first song was hauntingly beautiful, and as he sang it, smoke came up his nostrils. Shortly after, his brothers and sisters were hatched too, but all of them were in blue color. And as they were growing alongside each other, Red Dragon became hotter and brighter. The blue dragons became even more blue, more radiant and more fluid. Where they would cry, their tears would drop on the lands and create lakes and rivers, and everywhere their tails touched the water started to move in tides and waves. And Red Dragon, although tried to do the same, he simply could not. And the more he grew, the more red and fiery he became. And soon every time he opened his wings, they would set ablaze. And although everyone pointed at him, telling him that he did not belong in the Blue Kingdom, he was perplexed. "Where else do I belong? I was born here," he said. But soon as he was flying, the rivers started to stem and the lakes started to dry out. And so his siblings came to him. "Dear brother, we love you dearly, but surely you can see that this is not a place for you, for we are different, and perhaps another land calls for your talents, and we wish for you to go and find it." They said it with deep love, for truly they could see the longing in his heart to belong and be part of them, and they could also see that he never will, for he was different. "I shall change," he said. "I will tame the fire, and I will become a blue dragon." And with all the force he had, he flew higher and higher and higher, and when he reached the peak of the height he could go at, he dropped his wings behind his back and plummeted down. As a firing comet, he was coming closer and closer to Earth, and underneath him was endless ocean. And soon his body hit the surface of the water. The water hissed, meeting his fiery wings and scaly body. But the deeper he dropped, the more he noticed that it wasn't him who was cooling down, but instead the ocean was starting to boil around him. He was warming it up. Defeated, he came up to his siblings, and soon the goodbyes were said, and he flew away in search of another land which he could feel more at home at. And soon he came across a green kingdom. Everything was dazzling green in there. All kinds of trees and plants and grasses were growing here. And as he entered the green kingdom, green dragons came his way. They recognized a brother in him, and they invited him in to stay. "Of course you're welcome here," they said. "Any dragon is our sibling." But the more he stayed in the green kingdom, the drier the land became, and the green color started to fade. And all dragons knew that it was because of him, because red color didn't belong with the green. And so they gathered. "Dear brother," they said, "we wish for you to stay here, but you can see the effect it's having on our kingdom. everything is drying out. We fly day and night to upkeep the color, but with your presence here, this is not enough. We are tired and exhausted. Forgive us, but we must ask you to live, so our kingdom might stay alive. Red Dragon knew it was coming, for he noticed that his presence was drying the land. He did not wish to bring an ordeal to Green Kingdom, and so he said his goodbyes and set off in search of another one, another place that might be more like him. And soon he came across a Yellow Kingdom. It was exciting approaching it, for there was so much wind around it, with different streams and currents of air circulating. Like a roller coaster, Red Dragon flew up and down, his tail upside down, singing a song and dancing with the wind. It was so exciting to glide and play. And soon on the stream of the wind, he came all the way down, and as he landed, he noticed that a group of yellow dragons came his way. "Hello, dear brother," they said. "We're so glad you're here. We always love for visitors to come and play with us. Come on." And all of them took off, joining with the wind and the streams of air, cold and hot, fast and slow, round and square. They all flew through the sky, enjoying themselves enormously. But the more they flew, and the more fire came out from the wings of a red dragon, the drier the air came, the harder it became to breathe, and the winds have stopped, and they all had to come down to the earth. "I am sorry," the red dragon said. "I do not wish to cause you ordeal, for I see that you no longer can fly because of me and my red color and fiery wings. And I see that red does not belong more to yellow than it does to blue or green. And I know that that means it's my time to go." The yellow dragons looked sad. "We see such beauty in your radiance and fireness. We haven't played like this in millennia. Thank you for bringing passion to our kingdom." The red dragon nodded and smiled and flew away. Perhaps there is a red kingdom somewhere. And as he thought that, he noticed a glimmer of red far in the distance. The excitement bursted out of him, and the deep sense of belonging drew him closer and closer to that place. Relentlessly, he rocketed towards it, and soon he came to the Red Kingdom. It was hot, and it was on fire. And as he approached and landed, his wings became bigger, his eyes became bright, and his scales started to shine like mirrors, thousands of them. And as he rejoiced in his nature, he noticed red dragons around him. They all rushed towards each other and hugged. "Hello, brother," they said. "Welcome, welcome home." And a tear dropped from his eye, for he really felt like he was at home. But shortly, the more time he spent in the Red Kingdom, a longing became known to him. It sneaked into his heart unnoticed and was expanding every day. "What is it?" he thought. "I am home. I'm in the Red Kingdom. What is it that I'm longing for?" But no answers came. So he came to an elder, an old and wise red dragon. "Grandmother," he said, "there seems to be a longing in my heart. and I do not understand it, for this is my home. This is where I shine the brightest. This is where my fire is the strongest. And yet, something feels incomplete. Go to the sun, the grandmother said. The mighty sun knows everything. He will have an answer for you. She stretched her wing, showing him a way, and mesmerized, he followed. He flew towards the sun, days and nights, weeks and months, and soon he was right in front of the majestic sun. "Father Sun," he called out to him, "I need your help." The sun turned towards him and nodded gently, showing that he was listening. And so the red dragon told him of the Red Kingdom and a longing that sneaked into his heart. "May you take it away?" he asked the sun. The sun smiled. "Look down," he said. "Tell me what you see." And as the dragon looked down, he could see 4 kingdoms, 4 bright colors. There was the blue, and there was the green, and there was the yellow, and there was the red. "It seems impossible, dear one, to belong to one when all of them are known to you," said the sun. "And you have to follow your longing and not settle for what seems easier." "Here," the sun said, "follow this ray. It will lead you to the land that will be your home." And as the sun said that, the ray of sunshine was casted down, and the sun turned away from the dragon. He knew there will be no more answers from the sun, and so he flew all the way down, following the golden light into the dark of the unknown. And as he landed on the dark earth, he stretched his fiery wings, and all set ablaze in radiant red color. And there, as the light stretched across this new land, he noticed that there were 4 eggs lying together. He came towards them and saw that they were hatching. And there was a blue dragon, and a green dragon, and a yellow dragon, and a red one. 4 siblings. And as they hatched, a blue color was casted out, and rivers and lakes came to be on the land. And as the green dragon started to sing, flowers and plants and grasses appeared, rising through the dark earth. And as the yellow dragon took flight, winds came, and air and streams, and joy and playfulness. And as the red dragon Junior opened his wings, a greater radiance and warmth came to the place, and all lit up in colors. And over time the colors mixed, and more of them came to be, and the place became known as the Kingdom of All Colors, a kingdom where everyone is home.